And we're live.
We are.
It's on you, Miss Nessie.
Oh, you do that big intro and all that. You do so well at that. Go ahead. Go ahead. You do the
Hey,
whole
hey, hey, hey. What's going on, everybody?
page.
This is another episode of How to, Why Do. And you have me, one of your hosts, the elder, Andre. And then you know who the other host is. She a preacher now. I just want to let y'all know. But
Oh,
go ahead, introduce yourself.
this is Sinestra G live on live.
Yes, yes. And we're here again. And we have a good episode. We are a day late, but never a dollar short. We had a lot of graduations and a lot of things going on. Some family stopped by, ate good, laughed good. But we still coming to you. We try to stay consistent so y'all can see us and hear us, and we can hear from y'all also.
Right.
So Ness, tell us what we talking about today. What's our how to and why do's today? What we doing?
So today, I did. Are we live on like Facebook? Are we live
I'm
on Facebook?
trying to find us.
Because today's gonna be like really good, and I don't want anybody to miss out. But I don't see it.
I
But
know.
I can get us started while you're searching, you know, search all over.
I got us. We on.
See? Okay, okay. So
Oh, I got
today,
back up. Hold on, let me turn this down. We
okay,
good.
all right. So we find this on your page, Elder.
Yep, I got us.
All right. All right, y'all. You know, when you first start something, you got to work out all the kinks. There you go. There you go. Now I can
You
share
good?
my page. Yes, sir.
You
Okay.
get hand claps.
I got this. I got this. Okay. Oh, what are you doing? Jesus! Oh, you getting good now.
Oh, we official.
Okay, so we gonna share this on Sinestra's page as well. I'm excited. So, guys, look, today we are talking about how to why do
Hmm.
we stop, or why do we just put a comma and then continue? So we're
Hmm.
gonna break it down so that you understand what red light, green light is.
Red
All right.
light,
Red light, green
green
light.
light.
So, growing up, we
Hmm.
played red light, green light. When you first start running, the person's back is turned, and then when they turn around, you got stopped, right? So this is where the concept kind of comes from with
Uh-huh.
red light, green light. So we want to know what color you are. All right. If okay, everybody said they can't view the post and they don't know why. So we are not on my page. I think that's because like we're not. I guess it's like my friends can't see it, but they should be able
So
to
I
see.
need to get on your page.
I think so.
Okay, I'm gonna work that out while you
Okay. All right. Well, I break this down
yeah,
because
please.
everybody's like, "Where you got something on your page? See all those beeps and all those."
Yes, I hear them.
Uh huh. That's what that is.
I just sent
So,
you something.
oh, I see it. I see it. So
All
maybe
right.
if I um copy this, no, doesn't tell me to do that. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this
Hey,
thing.
Miss Angela Perkins on. Hey, Miss Perkins.
Okay, okay. Let me see if I send it. I'm gonna send it to somebody, see if they can get it. All right, so we're gonna start with how to, right?
Hmm.
So how to. I gotta keep remembering the order. So how to get past being a red light, because I don't want everybody to be a red light. We really
Okay.
want you to become a green light. And I know sometimes people say, well, I need to be just the yellow, but
Hmm.
we need to get you to red. I'm sorry, to green. So being a red light is you'll be the person that would start something and never finish.
Hmm.
You'd be the person to announce but never do.
Hmm.
Technically, you're the person that just doesn't complete anything at all.
Hmm.
And we need you to get to green. We need you to be that person that, okay, we understand yellow light would be where you kind of start like a task,
Right, right,
and
right,
then
right.
you put a comma in it for a second because you got to pause a little bit and back up and say, evaluate where you going, left or right, or do I continue straight, right?
Okay.
And then you become the green where you're going, you're finishing, you're completing,
Mhm.
you're getting through the traffic light,
Mhm.
through all the stops. And everybody knows when you come to a light, you have your left, your right, or your forward, right? You
Okay.
can't go
Okay.
back. You
We in
can't
the
go
car.
back. You got to
Uh huh.
remember. But you
Mhm.
can go forward, you can go left, or you can go right.
Now, is
Now,
this a, are we in an automatic, a stick shift, or
well, anything that doesn't hit me on the road, we we gonna give we gonna give with that one. Anything that's not gonna veer into my lane. How about
right? Right.
all of that? So because even with that, I'm glad you said that, because even with that, you have some people that try to veer into your lane and it
Mhm.
wasn't their lane to get into. That wasn't even their thing to get into. So be careful on those ones that try to get to their yellow and greens but try to ride on your coattails. They getting
Right.
too close, you know what I mean? Because when you
Yes.
put on the
Yes. Yes.
brake, seems like they always hitting you for something, and always want you to drag them on with you, but you can't. You got to do these things on your own. So I think it kind of sounds like I'm all over the place, but the concept of red light, yellow, green is you don't want to be a person that does not complete. You'll be
Right.
known for that. I would give her the task, but she ain't even gonna complete it.
Right. Yep.
Would give this to them, but I can't depend on them.
Mhm.
I would give this to this person. Don't be that person.
Right.
You be the person that says, "Okay, thank you for the task. I
And I'm
got
gonna
it.
run with it.
Let me go ahead and figure it out." So that's the pause.
Mhm.
Now let's shoot for the goal and go ahead and win.
And I like what you're talking because it kind of goes back to our previous. I mean, yeah, I know we dealt with, making excuses. While we
Mm-hmm.
make excuses, we dealt with the pressures of some situations, and we also even dealt with helping each other out and being that mentor. I mean,
Right.
when I think about red light, green light, and even yellow light, uh, I think more about a mentality, the type of mentality you need to have in any given situation. So
Yeah.
you want to be. I was watching a TV show and they designated a day. It was the Big Bang Theory, but they designated a yes day. Everything,
Okay.
whatever it is,
Oh, I
I'm
saw
going
that
to say
episode.
yes. I'm
Right.
just going to say yes. So it's oftentimes, you want to have the mentality of a green light, of
Mm-hmm.
always on the go, always moving forward, always pushing.
Right.
Now, yellow is important because there has to be times where you are cautious,
Right.
where you are, I don't want to say hesitant, but cautious. We're not saying procrastinate, but cautious.
Right.
I mean, I think of a cautious person as someone that thinks things through,
Mm-hmm.
analyzes pros and cons,
Mm-hmm.
um, looks at, okay, is this beneficial? What are the things I need? What are the things I don't need? Um,
Right.
and then there are times you may hit that red button, that stop, that not the easy button like the commercial, but that let's okay, we may need to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
We may need to turn to the right or to the left to do some things and then go. But I like the idea of the mentality of red light, yellow light, green light. So how do we come? Okay, so what if to start my life off as a child growing up, I was a red light. I didn't want to do anything. Hey, you want to go outside? No. You want to ride bikes? No. It's too hot outside. What do you want to go get some to eat? No, I'm not hungry. What do you want to try this? No, that looks scary. So how do I move from the no, always the red light, always have the mentality of I don't want to try anything new. I'm too scared. Um, it's not gonna work for me. I
Mm-hmm.
don't really want to do it. How do you move from that red light to that, whether it's the yellow light or the green light? How do I move from that look, we're gonna take a church, that no spirit?
Okay, okay. Well, I can tell you one thing is sometimes it's a learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
The way we grow up, the way we're raised. I was raised to kind of be semi country and semi city, it seems like, and um the thing about that is, hey Angela Perkins, um
Hey Dorcas.
Yeah, I see her. I see her. So the thing about that is, like, you have some parents to say, no, you can't go outside. No, you can't do this.
Right.
Stop being so scared. The kids will be okay. You just have to teach them, and learn to trust them. That's the biggest thing, Um, but it's a learned behavior. Your children are just like you. If you're a person that stays inside most of the time, now these are most kids. I can say this with most kids that were raised with their parents in the household, right?
Right.
Um, if you are the type that stays in your room,
Mm-hmm.
watches TV by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
kids have nothing to do with you, you know, you be like, come down watch a movie. No, it's okay. Sometimes you need to be like, I'm getting ready to turn on a movie. Come on
Come on
down and
downstairs.
watch it with me.
Right.
They don't have a say.
Mm-hmm.
Let them do it anyway. And as life goes on, you will learn that they actually will do the same thing with their
Hmm.
children, or they
Okay.
will actually, because I can tell you now, we didn't grow up in the movie era where we did that from home. There was no Netflix or nothing like that.
Uh, good old
However,
days. Good
my
old
mom
days.
did like to spend time with us.
Right.
You know, we I was a skater, so I skating,
Really?
figure
S-
skating. Yes, yes.
Oh,
I
figure
skated.
skating, not
Yeah,
roller skating.
not no roller skating. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay. 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 Okay.
So I learned on four wheels, of course. But my mom kept me into activities.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a person that does the activities and everything, it's a challenge of saying, don't give up. You
Right.
might not be the best at it, but don't give up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that also helps you not be that red light by
Mm.
not giving up what you're doing. Um,
Okay.
the one thing I can say is my mom used to always have me in everything trial. Everything was like a trial basis. Everything was trial basis. My sister was the cheerleader. My brother was the awesome, shortest football player ever, but nobody
Wow.
could beat him. Nobody could outrun him.
Mm-hmm.
His feet, little feet. He's older than me. So his feet would
Say
go
little
so
feet.
fast,
Okay.
it would seem like they're not touching the ground. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? And I'm like, man, I always looked up to my brother. Still do. But whatever your parents show you,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of tend to do the same thing.
Yeah,
My mom was
I
one that
agree.
did businesses. She liked public speaking, but
Mm-hmm.
she didn't like to be like big out there. She just wanted the confined public speaking, And
Mm.
that's me. That's me. I like to sing. I like to do a lot of things, but it's in a smaller,
Small setting.
yeah, kind
I
of
could
an
see that.
intimate more
I could
setting.
see that. I could see
Um,
that. Until
but
she posts her live, y'all. Until she posts
I'm
live,
just
then
saying, I
now
like
the
to
world
talk
can see
though.
her. Hmm.
I love to talk,
Now the
but
world can see her. Hmm.
I can tell you that, like, my brother has his own painting business. My mom was always a worker,
Right.
and she always had a business, even when she had her main job. And we
Okay.
do the same thing. So you think about your house, how you are with your children, and then
Hmm.
watch your children be just like
Carry
that.
on.
Yeah.
I like that.
So,
That carry on. Carry on.
but you gotta
Because and it's funny
be
that
a
you say
red light.
that
Don't be a
because
red
my
light.
dad was well, our household was the same way. My dad uh, was big into sports,
Mhm.
basketball, football, baseball, especially baseball and basketball. So me and my brother grew up playing basketball, baseball, football, tennis, hockey, kickball.
Oh
We
wow,
did some croquet, badminton,
wow.
volleyball. We did some of every sport. My mom was the more reserved,
Mm-hmm.
stayed in the house, but she was good at all the board games, card
Oh,
games, Jim Rummy, Spades, Tonk, Biz, all those
that's
games.
grandma.
So we kind of got a we got a combination. My dad was very outspoken.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was the outspoken one growing up. I had to actually learn. That was part of my red light, green light, yellow light. Like I had to learn
Right.
how to be more outgoing, how to speak out. Um,
Really?
state, yes, yes. I had to learn how to. Actually, in college, I took a course, a public speaking course, majored in communications. Yeah, yeah. But I had to learn how to speak out, learn how to, radio, television, learn how to
Huh.
speak. Because I was the child, I get up and I just sit there. You gonna say something? So I had to
Yeah.
learn how to be the yes, to say yes.
Mm,
So it is possible. And I like that even within your family, there's a possibility that you learn from your parents,
yeah.
whether it's good things or bad things, but ultimately you have to make the decision of how you're going to go forward, how are you going to take that next step.
Yep.
Because as one thing that we talked about previous is wanting to be successful, wanting to be productive. So
Mm-hmm.
having that mindset not only for yourself but for the next generation, for your kids watching you, because we understand and know that they take on our characteristics. I can remember
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times me and my brother have a conversation. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna be like my dad. I'm never gonna be like my mom. And I get older, I have kids, and I'm like, I'm doing the same thing that they
Right.
did. Like, I
Right.
can't believe this. I can't believe this. So let me ask you another question. You know me, I'm always full of questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Go
always full of
ahead.
questions. So we're talking about moving from being a red to a green.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is there any time in our lives where we need to reverse that, where we need to stop being that go, that yes, 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 and
Ah,
actually need
that's
to
a good
revert
one.
back to where it's just okay. Now that red light again, we go back to the game, red light, green light.
I just
There was
wrote that
times
down.
you.
I just wrote that down. Let me tell you. So in that case, so
Hmm.
now that's different from just being red light going to green light. But now it's like, do I need to become a red light? Sometimes.
Hmm.
So it just all depends. Like I can tell you, I'm always the person. I don't like to let people down. I try my best to help where I can and learn everything on the way. Right.
Right.
Oh, before I go, Helen is on, so we want to say hi
Yep.
to
I saw Helen. I
Helen.
saw Leah
And also,
saying
Angela
hey.
Perkins said I was I think she meant figure skater, not unless she really meant a fall skater, meaning falling.
A faller. Hey,
That,
look,
that's
Angela,
good.
I'm with you. I
That was
wasn't
a
a
good one.
skater. I put the shoes on, but I was more so on the ground than I was upright.
That's a good one though, Angela. Um, but, but I could tell you that there are many times where people would ask me to do things, and I would feel so bad if I
Hmm.
said no. But I had to learn that you can't crowd your plate. And
Right.
I've said this so many times. You have too many things on your plate. And I did it a lot. I mean, I'm still kind of doing that every now and then, but I
Right.
try my best to say, no, I'm not going to crowd my plate. I have to tell this person, no, I'm sorry, I can't be there.
Right.
Your schedule gets full and you end up, we talked about this, your schedule gets full and you end up overlapping stuff. And you're like,
Hmm.
man, oh, I didn't realize I had that scheduled. Now how am I going to work this out to still do for both, you know?
Right.
But there are times when you have to say stop. Okay, look, I know I said that I can help you out with this, but I'm not going to be available. I'm not going to be able to do that. Just tell people in advance so that they have time to talk to somebody else to assist them with whatever they need.
Right.
Or maybe you have somebody in mind. You know, if somebody comes to you and says, I need somebody to be the host of this show.
Hmm.
Okay.
She
And
said yes, y'all.
I would love to always say yes, but when but you're not able to, like, you really don't have the time because
Hmm.
you think about the time you're going to have to carve out. You know what I mean? I was asked to be a host for an event not too long ago. And I had to think about it. I said, let me look at my schedule. Like I have a big schedule. It's on my phone. But I'll look at my schedule and I said, well, let me look at it and get back to you. Well, then I forgot about to even look at the schedule. So they
Mm.
came back to me, hey, this event is like in 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh no. I said, you know what? Let me see if I can give you somebody else. Because everybody wants somebody with good diction, and sometimes they're picky because they got to get along with the person. Yada
Right.
yada. But I can tell you that those are the times where you say, "Stop. Look, I apologize. I'm not going to be able to do this."
Right.
Because in that instance, I was kind of in the mode of doing this task,
Hmm.
but I didn't give her my yes, nor did I come back to her to tell her, hey, I couldn't do this.
Wow.
But those are times that you have to then think out of the box. Maybe I can't do it, but there is somebody that,
Someone I know.
you
I
know,
like that.
because there's people that are out there that would love to host an event,
I
would
like that.
would love to do things, and that's for everything, you know.
Hmm.
And sometimes we can't say yes to everybody,
Right.
and then learn who you have to
And
be
it's
like, you
okay.
know what,
It's
um,
okay to
I'm
say
not
no.
gonna be able to do that. Yeah,
Right.
it is. It is
Right. Right.
perfectly okay to say no, I can't, and they just have to not have hard feelings.
And and even still, some people will have hard feelings,
They
but you
do.
got to be okay with that.
Yeah.
I like to think of also, and I like your analogy, and what you're saying about the red light. Sometimes you put too much on your plate, but
Mm-hmm.
also like to think of sometimes you have to protect your peace. You have to protect your mind,
Yeah.
and sometimes you even have to protect. But I ain't gonna say sometimes, but all the time, you have to
Set the
protect your
heart.
family and what's
Yeah.
best for maybe you, your spouse, your kids, that
Right.
significant other. So sometimes it is a nah, not today. My dad, when we was growing up, implemented um, on Sundays after church because we were big on either people coming over, we were going somewhere, going out to
Mm-hmm.
eat. My dad said no, shutting it all down. After church, no company. It's family time and
Okay.
peace. I want peace in my house. And we'd be like, but after a while, we get a couple movies. But that's back when we had, VHS tapes. There
Oh
was no
wow. You have the wall
DVDs. There was
collection.
no Blu-rays. We had those tapes. And we
It's
sit
like
down as a
Daddy
family.
places this
Yep,
big. You got to put
yep,
in and
yep.
hope
Went to the
the
grocery
spoon will
store.
come
That's when
out.
you could rent it at the grocery store for like 30 cents.
We had
But
mom had like 4,000 tapes. Like, dude,
we
we're
get a
just
bucket of chicken from Lee's, famous Lee's, or
Lee's
KFC.
KFC. Okay, I
Yes,
got
or
you. I'm
KFC.
there
Get a
too.
big bucket of chicken. My mom would make some sides, and we just sit
Mm,
down as a family and watch a couple movies together.
right.
But it was important to him to keep the peace and
Mm-hmm.
not all the ripping and running, because he understood that going into the next week, it was for him it was work week, for us it was school, but just needed a time to just unwind.
Right.
So even for us, there are times when we do have to put on those brakes. We do have to say stop, because you have to protect your peace. Even though it may seem like it's being productive, you want to help somebody, you want to do something. There
Mm-hmm.
is that time. Look, in the Bible, Jesus went in the
Hey.
bottom of the boat, laid down to rest his head. And it was so
Mm-hmm.
bad when they woke him up, he was like, "Can I just not get I close my
For
eyes for
2
just
minutes.
1 second?
Yeah. Oh,
Please, can I get some rest? Y'all gonna bug me about this." But even him, you know, need that rest, whether it's
mhm.
mentally, spiritually, even just for your soul. Because one thing I have learned, church folk
Okay.
will run you ragged,
Yes,
will
yes.
run you ragged. So we
Speaking of,
need that
we
time
want to
to
say,
even say
we want to say
stop.
bye to Helen. We got to say
Oh,
bye to
bye,
Helen.
Helen. I
Yeah,
know
we're
Angela
going to
had to go
leadership.
too. Thank you
Yeah,
for
we're going
showing
to
up, Helen. I know y'all gotta get on the leadership
leadership
call.
calls.
We'll be on there too. But yes, sometimes you gotta say stop,
Right.
for your own peace of mind, so you can go forward. The old adage, sometimes you got to take that step back, get the big
Hmm.
picture, in order to move forward.
And
So I
that's
like
a big
that. I
deal.
like that.
That's a
Uh,
big deal. I was the other thing you had kind of you started it up,
mhm.
but when you're younger, like when you're younger, you learn to you get disappointed by your parents sometimes because
Right,
they don't agree with things, or
right.
you just go through things with your parents and you see how they work, you see how they are hard workers. My mom had a job plus 10 jobs, and I was like,
Mm,
man, you're always working. And she's not home, but she is home, and she's taking me where I need to go, taking my brother, my sister. It's like she made time for everything. I would get off work late, 12, 1 o'clock. She's sitting outside, sleep in the car, waiting on me.
aw,
And when I was younger, I didn't appreciate it as much
right.
as I do now. Like, I'm doing the same thing, falling asleep in the car, waiting on my daughter to get out to
Waiting on
work.
your kids. Look at
But
that.
you think about things that you went through when you were
Hmm.
growing up, right? And that was a lot of that was red light situations where you just wanted to stop, stop,
Right.
stop, stop. Everything
Yeah.
is too much pressure, right? as you get older and you're an adult, you now have the opportunity to change. You have the
Yes.
opportunity to change the way things are being done,
Mm-hmm.
and you can actually make a choice. Do I want to be like my parents? Do I want to? Because some living growing up is not the best.
Right.
Okay. Um, I can tell you this, and it's no secret in the world. But so one thing we used to do back in the day, and I hated it. My sister, my brother hated it. And my dad was so like military kind of. It's Christmas, like
Mm.
Christmas. Christmas was always good with the gifts, but it was like a military inspection before you even open up a gift. So
Wow.
before you could even open up a gift, it was like white glove. I'm checking your rooms, and it was
Wow.
like you brought
Ooh.
all the joy out of, and
Christmas.
we would get up 5 o'clock in the morning, go to early Sunday,
Oh.
early service on Christmas. And it was like, oh my gosh, I gotta get up. And back in the day, you had to pick up
Oh.
everything, pantyhose, gloves, everything. And it was too much. It was over the top.
Oh.
So
Mm,
now what
mm,
do we do
mm.
with our kids? Get something, put it on, and let's go. You know, I don't want no gloves and nothing, like just get something, put on, let's go. Get your tennis shoes. Um,
Okay.
and because we're more open with our kids
Right.
and we're not as so stern with our
Yeah.
kids,
I
because
can
we
agree with
don't want
that.
to be like our parents were
I,
with us.
I can agree with that. I can
Christmas
agree with that.
time, I will wrap everything from a box of cereal to some pickle jars. I will, like, every little thing is wrapped because I like to see a lot of things under the tree.
Right. Right.
That was not because that's what we had growing up. That's because that's what we didn't have growing up. So these are some changes that I implemented
Mm-hmm.
as an
Mm-hmm.
adult.
How
Not
did you
just
come?
on
Actually, how did you come up with that as an adult? How did you? Was it a thought? Was it a
it
conscious
was
effort? Was
it
it a
was my
prayer? Like, how
first
did you actually come up with that?
it was my first son. I had said that I wanted to give him everything and be the best parent ever to him,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted him to know that I loved him, but I wanted, like, kind of like smothering him with love, you know what I mean, to where he could always depend on me.
Right.
And me and my son, we he was my son, but we're like the best, like peas in the pod, you know what I mean? And I always wanted that relationship with him,
Right.
laughing with him, joking with him, without him being like, oh my God, here comes my mama. I didn't want that. So for Christmas, I remember he loved what was it, cinnamon toast crunch. And so I said, okay,
Cinnamon toast crunch.
cinnamon toast crunch.
I
He
love
loves cinnamon
cinnamon
toast
toast
crunch.
crunch.
Araya, she's pickles. Everybody likes
Mm.
something crazy. So I said, okay, I have an idea. I want my kids. When Malik looked at me this first time I did it, he was like, "Mom, really, really?"
Oh
But
my
it's like
goodness.
a running joke now.
Oh, Lord. What did
So
you do?
I wrapped every piece of groceries that I bought that they like. So if they like Twizzlers, it was wrapped up.
Ah, my
If they
mother
like
year over here,
cereal,
y'all.
yes, everybody got a box of cereal. I mean, that way they can put away the groceries too. I mean, I'm like knocking two birds with one stone, right? So, um, but it became like a running joke. So every year, that's what I did. So they know
Oh
to
my
expect every year
goodness.
cereal.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yes, I go get it like the week before. I don't put it in there like 4 weeks before and it's all stale. They get fresh cereal, but I
Okay.
do that, and I see the smile on their face and
Right.
the joy that it brings. I want to be sitting on that tree, opening up so many things. Socks. Don't let me get a tubes of socks.
You were that
Break it
parent.
down.
You were that
Break it.
parent.
Yes, that
You were
parent
that
that
parent.
rolls
That's
up
good.
one pair of socks on purpose and then just throw them under the tree like
I
little
remember
snacks.
it was like, Mom, come on now.
Yeah. What is this? This another? Why didn't you just put the whole pack under the tree? I
But
did.
the
Get it with
interesting
me.
thing is they will never forget that.
No.
They will
No.
never, and I guarantee you, when you become that grandma and you walk into one of their Christmases, they gonna have a special box of cereal wrapped up
Every time.
just for you.
Every
So
single time.
it's about our time. It is about our time. Red light, green light, even if
Yes.
throwing the yellow. It's a mentality, y'all. Having a mentality again, press forward. But we do also understand there are times you have to protect your peace,
Yeah.
your family, your household. So there are times you implement that red light, but also understand. I hope you gain that. You know how your parents were. There are things that you took from that.
Mm-hmm.
whether even good, whether even bad. And then those there are things you have to have a conscious mind, because your kids, family members, people are watching.
Right.
So you have to be able to control, whether it's your emotions, whether it's your mentality, how you move forward. But you have the ability to press forward,
Mm-hmm.
the green light, to stop, red light, or even to the yellow, to pause, to
Mm-hmm.
caution, to take those few steps forward. Before we go, I do want to say congratulations to all the seniors, the graduates,
Yes.
that graduated. My oldest two have already graduated. They grown. I have a young one. He graduates next year, so y'all may
Okay.
see me on here with some tears next year.
Oh, I was
But
still
Sinestra, I know you had your son. Didn't
man.
he just graduate?
He just walked. He just walked. He walked yesterday. Big ups to all the graduates. Like he said, I know we had Rosanna graduating,
Yes,
some ones that we know, Rosanna, Erica,
yes,
Mia, and my son
yes.
Bilal. We just had a lot of graduates out there
I
that
got my nephew graduating,
ready.
Andrew. Shout out Andrew. He
Okay,
graduating this year.
okay,
I think in 2 weeks he's graduating. He'll be walking
okay.
across the stage. So
Yeah, so many kids that graduated. I
yes.
mean, I can't even think of all of them, but it was just so many that we knew. Next year's going to be a doozy for me because it is my daughter, and the last of the
Oh,
Mohicans. Yes.
oh.
So, but
But
yeah,
also for parents,
congratulations.
since it is graduation, this is the perfect opportunity to switch your relationship with your
Yep.
young adults,
Yes.
because they are now, even though they may be going off to college, some may be going to work, some may be going to the service, they're entering another phase of their
Mhm.
life,
This
where
is the
they're
let
not
go
as
period.
not as reliant on you.
Yeah.
And that can be difficult not only for them but also for you, because you maybe have used to, shopping for your child and doing this,
Hmm.
but now, they're wanting to experience life on their own.
Yeah.
And they may have some bumps and some bruises, and they may fall, but it's important not to do it for them, but be in the back, like, hey, if you
Hmm.
fall, like, I'm here to catch you.
That's right.
I'm gonna let you take a couple steps your own, but I'll just know I'm here when you need me. If you need 50 cents to put in your gas tank,
Not
even
50
though it
cents.
ain't gonna go
You ain't
nowhere,
gonna go nowhere with 50 cents. You need to give them
like,
fifty
I'm here.
dollars.
Oh, yeah, that's about right. That's about right.
But yeah, this
Um,
is the let go season, Elder
yes,
Harvey. It is. It is. It's the let go season, and we really have to allow our youth our young adults to figure things out.
yeah,
Now is the time where you allow them to come to you and give you the answer
right,
to the question they're trying to ask you.
yeah,
Let them give you the what's the word I'm using? Not answer, but give you the end all for what it is. So if they want to go somewhere, do something, okay. And how are you
right.
going to get there?
Yep, pros and cons.
Yeah.
Tell them
So
that's
now
what
it's
you're
now
doing.
you got to switch it up.
Yep.
Gas is not cheap. Just
Mm-hmm.
different things. You working, make sure you put money aside. Let's work on that. Let's work on
Mm-hmm.
credit. So
Even with
we have,
relationships, my
yeah, we're
daughter
gonna
is
have some
going through
classes coming
yeah,
up.
my daughter going through a relationship right now, and some things she don't care for, and she's like, "What should
Mm.
I break up with him? What should I do?" And it's like, that's your relationship, but what do
Look,
you think you should do? I don't know.
if it
I
was
don't
up
know
to
either.
me, if it
Uh,
was up to me, I tell you what to do. But but yeah, this is the
but
let
yeah,
go
it's like
season.
you're a young adult now.
Mhm.
You have to live with the consequences of your
Of your
choices, whether
actions,
good
yes,
or bad. But as a parent, and sometimes you want to step in and be like, "Well, if I was you, I would," but you can't do that because
right.
you have to allow them to live your life. We're gonna keep talking, so we're gonna end this.
Yeah, yeah. Let me
So
let me.
congratulations, yes, to all the graduates, all the seniors who are now either moving on to college or
Mhm.
taking that next step in life. Congratulations, we are
Yeah.
so proud of you. And then just know that you can continue on. So Sinestra, where can they find? This is our second live.
Here
I'm
we
happy
go.
about that second live. This is our
Yeah.
second one.
This
So
is
where
second.
can they find these? Why? Where can they find us
We
if
are
they didn't
second
catch the
live.
live or they want to go back? Where can they find us? What you got?
So first of all, congratulations on our fifth live.
Yes,
I mean our fifth
episode.
episode,
Yes.
second live. And but you can of course find me at Sinestra Grinkley Whiting on
Hmm.
Facebook and see that's when I stop because that's all you're gonna get. So you can find me there. Um,
Okay.
yeah, we toned it down. We don't do all the other platforms now. We are sticking to one
All
because we
right.
have
All
things
right.
we got to do. And just remember from me that it is the time to change. And
Hmm.
remember that when you become an adult, all of those things that happen before you were 18, 19 years old, you can change that. And anything that happened before that, forgive. You'll never forget because there'll always
Mm.
be learning experiences. Forgive and move on and start to grow in your own how you're supposed to grow.
Go ahead,
Okay.
girl.
And I'm always gonna tell everybody keep God first.
Yes.
I've been through it and I understand and I know I didn't do this by myself. So hey, but
I
yeah,
like that. I like
that's where
that.
you can find me and on Elder and the Truth on YouTube.
Come on, hit
Sure
him
to
with it.
get on
Hit
and
him with it.
subscribe because we're looking for 100. That's what we're looking for. The magic number
That's
right
the
now is
number.
100. So we want to have you on there
We
as
working there. We
well.
working there. We working
Yep.
there. I saw some people I want to make sure we shout out before we leave. Michael
All right.
Payton, a good
Hey.
friend of mine, good friend of my family from back home. Thank you for
Okay.
tuning in. Tanika's on, Miss Jones.
Hey, Miss
Me and
Jones.
Mrs. Jones. Miss Jones is on. Hey, Miss Jones. Glad you're on. Of course, Angela. We saw Helen and my sweetie, Miss Dorcas.
Miss
She on.
Dorcas,
Um,
LLC.
Hey, DDC in the house. Y'all gonna hear more about that later. Y'all gonna hear more about the DDC later.
Okay.
But
Okay.
again, thank you. She said that you could find us all the channels on the YouTube channel, The Elder and the Truth.
Mm-hmm.
You can also check out my podcast, The Elder and the Truth, where we break down the Bible in simplest terms. Just be able to digest and live your life according to how God wants you to. We got some other episodes. We got some other platforms. We got some other things coming in
Mm-hmm.
the future from myself and Miss G. We
Yes.
got some other people that are going to join the family also. So
Okay.
I'm excited about that. I hope y'all are excited. So as always, y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay blessed. And we going to see y'all again on the other side.
Bye,
Peace.
guys.